One of the things we RVers invariably ask ourselves at some point is, how long will I be able to keep on doing this? Well, this week, in our interview of the week, we're going to hear from an RVer who says, as long as you're moving, you're never too old.
Well, I'm 87. Well, we started out with a tent in about 1970, and then graduated up to the Volkswagen bus, and then the Volkswagen van again, and then the road truck. So I've had this road truck since 97.
How many miles are on this road truck?
It's just about to flip up to 314,000.
314,000 miles of memories the whole way.
Yep. I lost my wife 5 years ago from breast cancer. She died suddenly. We go to California for the winter, and she died in Phoenix on the way home. Her breast cancer came back after 7 years and just took her all within about 3 weeks.
You know, Loren, so many people say, I can't go on after I've lost a spouse, or I'm too old to do this. Give us some advice. I mean, 87, and you just got back from Alaska.
Yeah, that's right. Well, my suggestion to how it worked with me, the first 2 years was a little tough. And then the third year was kind of a transition year. And then since then, I've been fully enjoying my independence. And everybody I talk to that's in similar positions all say the same thing. So I'm out living the rest of my years in the fullest and enjoying my road trek. And I just got back from a 12,000 miles, 10-week trip to Alaska and the Yukon and British Columbia. So I took my daughter with me on this trip since my wife has passed, and we just had a ball.
Now, you do solo traveling. What's that like? Are there any challenges to solo traveling? You talk about independence, and I got a feeling that that's one of the benefits in a sense.
Yeah, it is. I can go and come when I please. I don't have to ask anybody. And if I get the urge, like last fall, I said to my daughter, I think I'll go back to Alaska next year. She perked up and she wanted to go along. So we set up some rules and we took her along, and it was a great father-daughter relationship. Now, let me say that I'm 87 and I'm planning on doing the same thing I'm doing as long as I can. And my best advice to anybody is, as long as, don't put things off, because if you lose a spouse, you're never going to be the same. And so get out there and do it while you got your health, your desire, and the means to do so.
And then if you do lose your spouse, you don't have to sell your RV.
Oh, heck no, I never gave that a thought.
A lot of people do.
No, you got the rest of your life to live, and you just better live it to the fullest, because you never know when your number's up either.
What do you like about this lifestyle?
Well, I can come and go as I please. I do a lot of boondocking. And our Alaska trip, for 10 weeks, I spent about $300 on camping fees. The rest of the time was boondocking.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
And keeps the cost down. And in Alaska and the Yukon and BC, you come along pull off alongside a river, spend the night there, and get out, get your grill out and cook dinner, and works out good. But the nice thing about being in an RV or like this, I love the Class B. You can park it anywhere, drive it anywhere. Is you can come and go as you please, and you're free to do whatever you want with minimum restrictions.
Tell us about your background. What did you do for a living?
Well, I grew up on a farm. I graduated from high school in 1949. Then the Korean War came along, and so I did a 3-year hitch in the Coast Guard in the aviation search and rescue, and got all my electronics training in the Coast Guard, radio school, and then aircraft radio school, and then aviation. We went to school for aircraft instruments, and so when I got out of the service in '54, I got involved in the TV business and the TV business and appliance business, and did that for 48 years, and retired in 2001 at the age of 70.
Wow.
Oh, one other thing. I got hooked on flying in the service as a radio op, and the airplanes, and doing maintenance in the shop when you weren't flying, or doing inspections on the airplane. So at 35, I started, got my private license. I got a commercial license. I had an instrument license and flew signal engines for, I think, let's see, that was in the mid-'60s. And in about 98 or 99, decided didn't want to fly anymore.
Now, how's your health?
Health, I only take, I take a little heart, blood pressure medicine, and just a basic for blood pressure and on GERD. That's about it.
That's
My
all,
heart.
87, that's all you take.
Yeah.
Do you attribute the lifestyle to keeping you so healthy, seeing new things, doing new things?
Well, oh, absolutely. It's you gotta keep moving, and every summer I spend the winters in California for 4 months, and then every summer I take about a 6-week trip someplace out west or someplace, and then this summer it was a 10-week trip. But I think the fact that you're free to go and come as you please on your own 4 wheels, it's your second home. And it just and another thing, I come from good genes. I think my father was 86 and mom was 92,
Yeah.
and then I watch my diet. I'm pretty well disciplined on what I eat, and I'm at my high school weight now, 165,
Wow.
which is good. And so I keep moving.
You keep moving. Now, so does your RV. This has 314,000 miles.
Yeah, almost.
It's almost 25 years old.
Yeah,
And it looks pristine.
it is.
How do you keep it that way?
Well, I keep it in the garage.
Yeah.
And I meticulously take care of something if something comes up. This is original paint, and it looks like factory paint right now.
It does.
And I got the original muffler system on it yet. And I've replaced the whole front end, period. And I had the rear end rebuilt at $225,000. And due to the fact there was a little growl, when you're going down a hill and let up on the gas, there was a little growl, and that bothered me a little. And I went to the Dodge dealer, and he went for a ride, and he said, "Okay, you can go back. I know what the problem is." So I had the rear end totally rebuilt, including outer bearings. And
now, do you do your own oil changes?
Yeah, oh yeah. I use well, let me say, I did had to do a transmission at 203,000.
You did that yourself?
No,
Yeah, you had
it died out in the desert 80 miles east of Yuma on I-8.
Yeah.
So I got hauled into Phoenix and had a new transmission, a Mopar put in.
So the idea of just taking care of these things,
Absolutely.
they're bulletproof.
Now, my engine is a 318, and every 100,000, I change the ignition system. And I use genuine Mopar ignition wiring harness, and the rotor cap and the rotor. And then at 200,000, I replaced that little timer plate down below where the distributor sits.
Now,
And then
your advice for people who maybe are not mechanically inclined like you are, what should they do?
well, when you have a little problem, catch it in the bud. Don't let it create more problems. So.
Now, the other thing that you're very interested in is electronics and radio, and that's what we share, that hobby, amateur radio.
Yeah.
And you've got this thing tricked out with 2 kinds of amateur radio equipment and citizens band radio,
75
CB radio.
I've been a ham since 1954.
That's Francis.
That's Francis, yeah. We were married for 57 years.
What's that?
And that's some urns. It's a little keepsake urn. I carry some her with me all the time.
Do you are you into computers at all?
Yeah, I got a laptop I carry, and I got a desktop to home,
Now,
and
I've heard so many people say, "Oh, I'm too old to learn that stuff."
nah,
Yeah.
they're only too old because they want to be. And if you got an open mind and a halfway decent memory, you can do about anything you want to do. I'm doing basically everything I did when I was 20 years younger, So,
Well, you are an example to all of us that this is a lifestyle that is truly lifelong.
yeah.
Thanks for spending some time with us.
Hey, you're most welcome, Mike.
So there you go. As long as you're moving, you're never too old. What an inspiring story. I'm Mike Wendell, and I want to thank you for watching. Invite you also to listen to our RV podcast. You can hear it on all your favorite podcast platforms. Every Wednesday it's released. And don't forget, while you're right here watching this on YouTube, to subscribe to our RV Lifestyle channel. Thanks so much, and happy trails.